So I'm just going to do a quick introduction to our wonderful speakers today. So each of them is going to be talking in a bit more detail about some of the ways that young people can improve their employability for all kinds of green jobs, including how to overcome some of the barriers to employment in green industries. So we've got Marielle up first, and then we'll have Rachel, and then Adele, and then Emma. So our first speaker, Marielle, is the Youth Work and Schools Manager at YouthLink Scotland. She manages our Scottish Attainment Challenge national programme. She leads on our work around skills and employability. And our Scottish Attainment Challenge programme has been working to kind of strengthen the collaboration between youth work and schools, and to make sure more young people have access to youth work opportunities, and to improve outcomes and close the poverty-related attainment gap. So as part of this work, the youth work sector asked YouthLink to build on the national youth work outcomes to create this shared language around skills development. So the youth work skills framework was developed through this with the youth work sector, building on kind of what we know about the skills that young people develop through youth work. So Marielle's going to share a bit more about this just now. So I'll just stop my screen share so you can share yours.
Thanks very much, Freya, and thanks for having me along this evening. Okay, it's been a while since I've used Zoom, so hopefully you can all see that. So yeah, I was asked to come and talk about the transferable skills that young people develop through youth work. Why is my slides not moving on? So I often think that the green economy and green jobs, it sounds like something that's really kind of unattainable. It's something that, you know, when I was asked to come, I was like, oh, I don't know anything about green jobs and what specific skills for green jobs. And as a young person, it can potentially feel quite, I don't know, unattainable, because we think it's perhaps a completely different set of skills that we're needing. But actually, we know that the green economy needs young people with a whole range of different skills. Just thought it might be worth taking a minute just to think about what we mean by skills. So that ability to carry out an activity of some kind, and that it's used to describe the knowledge, the competencies and the experiences needed to perform that task or that job. So just to be clear what we're talking about when we're thinking about skills. So we're talking about skills for green jobs. So what do we mean by that? So the skills that are necessary for the successful performance of tasks for green jobs and to make any job greener. So as we've heard, it's not just about jobs in the green industry or jobs particularly around sort of climate change and new industries. It's about actually how can we make any job greener? What are the skills that we might need in order to successfully do that? I found this interesting quote because, as you know, I'm really quite interested in that idea of transferable skills, and so the World Economic Forum talking there about by providing that strong base of soft skills, education can serve as a catalyst not only for helping young people move into or adapt to the future jobs, but actually that it can improve their quality of life. I thought was really quite powerful. I hate the term soft skills. I'll just say that up front. I think it really devalues what we mean by those core skills, essential skills, or transferable skills. But I've yet to tell the World Economic Forum that I don't like that language. So skills through youth work. So we know that young people develop a whole range of valuable skills in a range of youth work contexts, and that these skills help young people to prepare for the world of work, helps them to live and to learn. So really important skills that cut across all aspects of their life. As Freya said, the youth work sector asked us about 2 or 3 years ago now to think about how we could help the youth work sector, youth workers, focus more on the skills that young people were developing. So we've got a set of 7 national youth work outcomes, and young people would understand that they are progressing towards those youth work outcomes. But it was really important for us that we help young people to understand their journey towards those youth work outcomes. What is it that changes? What is it that young people are developing that helps them move closer towards those youth work outcomes? So we started with the youth work outcomes. We started and looked at what we already know about youth work and the changes that youth work helps young people to make in their lives, and came up with this set of key skills. They're not all the skills that young people might develop. You might not develop all of them, but from the research we did, these are the key skills that young people tend to develop through youth work. So the skills framework helps young people and youth workers make sure that when young people are participating in youth work, they have opportunity to develop skills, that they can recognise the skills they're developing, and that they're able to articulate those skills. So when we're thinking about moving from school into the world of work, or even going to college or university, it's not enough just to be able to talk about, I've got lots of great skills, or actually I'm a great communicator. We know that we need to be able to talk about, well, how did you develop that skill? Can you give me an example? Can you describe that to me? And, even as a 40-something-year-old woman, having gone through different jobs, it's really difficult actually sometimes to think about where you've got these skills from, how you've demonstrated them, and what your kind of key skills are. So this was a way of us helping young people to profile, to track their skills, and to be able to take that as currency with them when they moved throughout their learner journey. And also it's important that we help young people, help you to understand that the skills that you develop through youth work are the same skills that you're developing at school, at college, at university, in the world of work, in your family life, in your activities that you're doing. So what we did was we made sure that the youth work skills framework related to the youth work outcomes, but it also relates to the skills that young people are developing through school. So we'll look at the curriculum for excellence and those 4 capacities and the development of skills for learning, life and work. We know that those are the skills that young people are learning there as well. And we also looked at My World of Work, so that resource that's available through Skills Development Scotland to help young people think about their learner journey and how those skills help them move into work. So again, we've really paid attention on our website where this resource sits to how young people can track those skills across, to understand that they are transferable to different contexts, not just as part of their learner journey, but in terms of that world of work as well. So as this idea of skills for learning, life and work, it's really important that young people understand that the skills they're developing through youth work are the same skills that they're developing through the curriculum, the same skills that developing young workforce and those approaches to employability tell us are important, that young people should be and needing to be developed. These core skills, these transferable skills, can be taken into any context and are the building blocks, if you like, those strong foundations that you need to move into any employment, not just green industries. They're transferable across those contexts. So thinking about if you're a youth worker or a young person, how could you make use of our skills framework? So it's there to help identify where you could create opportunities for skills development. So to be thinking about what skills a young person feels they already have, where they would like to develop. How could you talk about your youth work opportunities in the language of skills? So thinking about, climate work that you're involved in, or some activism, what are the skills young people are developing through that? Essentially those core skills that are the same as, other approaches to youth work. Supporting young people to identify and track those skills. So again, you can take that skills framework and build it into your existing tools that help young people think about that journey of change, and to be able to talk about that in the language of skills and think about where they are in that journey and how those skills relate back across to what they're doing in other contexts of their lives. And I think it's really important when we're thinking about jobs for the green economy, or how to make jobs greener, that we help young people to understand that skills for the green economy isn't this specialist set of skills that you need to develop somewhere specific. Actually, they are the same core skills, the same employability skills, the same skills that help young people to live, to work, to thrive, to study, all those things. And again, when I know that the youth work sector plays quite a strong role in providing young people with careers information, advice and guidance, whether that's in an informal setting or through an employability programme. So when we're talking to young people about their next steps, where they want to move on to, what their aspirations are, and creating opportunities for young people to build those skills and experiences, it's important to be able to talk about the skills that they have developed all the way through their learner journey as equally relevant to jobs within the green industry as in other industries. Just what's missing from my slide is a link to our website, but I will put it in the chat afterwards. So you'll see the skills framework sits on our website. The wheel is interactive, so you can click on that and it takes you to a skills description. So if you click on confidence, it takes you to this so that you can have those conversations with young people about actually what does confidence mean, what might that look like to you, thinking about how could you create opportunities for a young person to develop this skill. And then this is our kind of mapping tool, so looks at how it transfers back to curriculum for excellence through into that my world of work. So really helping young people to see the skills they're developing through youth work is something that is transferable across different contexts and settings, and is that currency that they can take with them when they move on to their next destination. So I think that's the end of I hope I covered everything that you wanted me to, Freya.
Yeah, that was fab. Thank you so much. It's really interesting to hear about how young people can kind of start talking more about the skills that they're gaining, and I think it's really useful for youth workers here to learn more about that as well. So yeah, thank you so much. If you've got any questions for Marielle, save them until after the break, because we're going to be having a little Q&A then where you can ask any questions you like. So